I'm rest. Hello and welcome, my wonderful panelists and our viewers. Nishant, Debashish, welcome to the show.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Thank you.
IPL की बस कुछ last few days, last couple of days और आज IPL का पहला क्वालिफायर मैच गुजरात टाइटंस वर्सेस राजस्थान रॉयल्स. कितने एक्साइटेड हैं आप, देवाशीष?
आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड क्योंकि
He's
मैच
wearing his excitement.
कैलकाटा में हो रहा है, मेरा शहर में हो रहा है और मींस इट इट आई जस्ट कांट इमेजिन टिकट का इतना क्रेज है. जो अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैं प्री शो में बात कर रहा था निशांत से. आई रीच्ड होम यस्टरडे लास्ट नाइट एट 12. इट हैज नेवर हैपेंड. आई नॉर्मली कम होम बाय 9 और आई वाज एट द ईडन गार्डन्स क्लब हाउस. जॉयदीप दा से मिला मैंने. जॉयदीप दा वाज आल्सो फॉर टिकट्स. मींस वो भी खड़ा था, मैं भी खड़ा हूँ. हम बोला अरे ये भाई साहब अगर खड़ा रहेगा तो मेरा कब बारी आएगा,
नंबर आएगा.
कब नंबर आएगा मेरा. तो फाइनली आफ्टर एटलीस्ट आई मैनेज टू गेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट एंड क्रेज ऑफ टिकट्स आफ्टर ऑलमोस्ट 3 इयर्स. ईडन गार्डन्स में मैच हो रहा है और वो भी आईपीएल और वो भी क्वालिफायर 1. And imagine two local guys playing Riddhiman Shah and Mohammad Shami. And so I think there will be much more Gujarat Titans fans compared to Rajasthan Royals. Just the sheer presence of two local boy. Obviously, Shami is not a local boy, but he plays for Bengal. So the atmosphere will be chock-a-block because you must have imagined, you must have visualized कि Eden Gardens में क्या माहौल होता है. Whenever there's a match, means it's a full house. It will be a full house. हालांकि बारिश हुआ था दोपहर को. इट वाज जस्ट रेनिंग कैट्स एंड डॉग. मींस इतना मींस अक्रॉस द सिटी देयर वाज वाटर लॉगिंग्स एंड थिंग. इवन सौरव गांगुली वाज एट अ प्रोग्राम. द बीसीसीआई प्रेसिडेंट वाज एट अ प्रोग्राम एंड ही वाज आस्क्ड, दादा आपको टेंशन हो रहा है, इतना बारिश हो रहा है. तब बारिश हो रहा था. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 1 PM इन द आफ्टरनून. तो दादा बोला नहीं सब ठीक हो जाएगा. मतलब वो चेहरे में वो टेंशन जरूर विजिबल है, मगर दादा बीइंग दादा, नहीं मैच हो जाएगा. तो बट देन द ड्रेनेज सिस्टम facilities at Eden Gardens has improved a lot in over the years, and one would hope that there won't be any stoppage of play or the match will start on time. और अभी खबर में Nishant has given us an update, very important
update.
That
Gujarat has won the toss and chosen to bowl first. And आप सही कह रहे थे देवाशीष की रेन की वजह से, क्योंकि अब तक वेदर इंटरप्शन हुआ नहीं है इस सीजन में आईपीएल में, और आज के मैच में हमें दिन से यही लग रहा है. मैं दुबई में बैठ के पूरा टाइम न्यूज चेक कर रही हूँ कि क्या हो रहा है, बारिश का सीन वहां पे, मैच होगा कि नहीं होगा. So, but glad that I think it's going ahead, and we're very excited for this qualifier match today. आज का जो विनर होता है वो जाता है सीधा फाइनल में, लेकिन जो लूज करता है उसके लिए फिर भी एक और चांस रहेगा. That is the benefit they have of being on the second spot, and they will be taking on the winner of the eliminator match between RCB and LSG. तो उनके पास hopes तो होंगे फिर भी, लेकिन of course they don't want to be thinking that way. They don't want to be in that position. Qualifying straight away is important, and that's what makes this an important match for both Gujarat Titans and Rajasthan Royals. तो निशांत, आपसे भी थोड़ा सा फीडबैक लेते हैं. क्या कितना एक्साइटमेंट है लेवल?
It will be a great game. Two teams who have been like really impressive with few hiccups here and there. But over and all, where else you would see a battle between, Hardik Pandya versus Ashwin and Yuji Chahal? Where would you see, Josh Butler batting against Rashid Khan? It only happens in IPL.
Right.
So this will be a great battle. I'm really looking forward to it. It's very difficult to pick a favorite even today. But I would, because I like Shubman Gill, so I will like GT to win. And I don't mind RR coming back and playing the finals again because they have another chance. But my dream final would be GT versus RCB.
ओके सो
That's my
बोथ
dream
माय
family.
पैनलिस्ट्स आर सपोर्टिंग गुजरात टुडे। तो चलो गुजरात की बात से ही शुरू करते हैं, उनकी टीम के बारे में बात करते हैं। एज अ यूनिट वी हैव सीन हाउ दे हैव परफॉर्म थ्रू आउट द सीजन, वी हैव सीन एवरीवन हैज प्लेड देयर पार्ट ऑन देयर डे when needed, and you know that is something which is very important for the team to reach that top spot that they are at now. So let's start talking about Hardik Pandya, who has actually led from the front with a healthy 413 runs at an average of 41.3. Matlab, coming into this phase in this league, which is a big plus for the side, कि आपका captain is leading from the front. So, Debashish, your views on his captaincy and his form this season? He's been good with the bat, good with the ball.
Absolutely. It means, he has been batting at number three. He has opened the bowling, and shared the new ball. He has led from the front. He has made smart moves on the field as a captain. And but that ever since that injury happened to his shoulder, he missed out
Yes.
bowling for a few matches. But then he has again come back to his rhythm. He's been bowling again, as was the case, as was seen yesterday during the practice. He was bowling heart out in the at the side strips. So Hardik Pandya, the player and the transformation of Hardik means,
Hmm.
obviously we know, once we Nishant will be able to tell him much better, that he comes across as a flamboyant guy. Means,
Hmm.
it's relaxed, flamboyant, easy to do. But then with the added responsibility, we could see the captain Hardik Pandya in the
Yes.
IPL, the way he has gelled the team. And there was an instance, if you look back in the first or second match, when he shouted at Mohammad Shami. But ever since that, we have noticed that change in Hardik. He has organized himself. He has put himself as how a captain should lead the team. So that is the best part of Hardik Pandya, and I think, hats off. He has been doing really well, batting both with the bat and the ball. So one would hope that he goes on to make it to the finals, and that would be a home ground, Narendra Modi Stadium. So what better thing than to play the finals in front of the home fans?
एब्सोल्युटली। फिर हमने प्री टूर्नामेंट ये डिस्कस भी किया था दैट हार्दिक पांड्या का फॉर्म इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट गोइंग अहेड फॉर इंडिया। वो इंजरी से आ रहे हैं, एज यू राइटली सेड देवाशीष, एंड नाउ ही इज पार्ट ऑफ द स्क्वाड एज वी हैव सीन फॉर द टूर्नामेंट्स गोइंग अहेड एज वेल, व्हिच इज ग्रेट। निशांत, योर व्यूज ऑन हार्दिक?
अ, एक ना थ्योरी होती थी स्कूल्स के टाइम में कि अगर क्लास के सबसे नॉटी बच्चे को मॉनिटर बना दो ना, तो क्लास में अपने आप डिसिप्लिन आ जाता है।
सही बात
So
है।
I think that has been the case with Hardik Pandya. Like his, and I have always seen a character like Hardik Pandya will always, you know, rally people around him. People will like to spend time with him, talk with him. They are like vibrant personalities. Their energy levels. I used to call him the Ranveer Singh of Indian cricket team in terms of energy.
या
So he has that energy, and everyone will get magnetically, attracted towards it. And
राइट,
if you use it positively, that is what we have seen with Hardik Pandya. Like when
करेक्ट।
you start sharing that energy, that confidence with everyone around you, where you don't carry your personality on your, like, heavily, you just, allow people to come to you, talk to you, you give them confidence, you share your stories with them, then you become a very, very good captain. And I think when this was announced now that Hardik Pandya and Ashish Nehra will be the coach captain combination, and a lot of people were skeptical about, oh my God, what is this combination? Oh, they will stumble first 2 seasons and then they will realize what mistakes they have made at the top of the leadership. But I think Gujarat Titans played a very, very smart role here by bringing these two people in here and also getting in Gary Kirsten. And that leadership group, I think, has been very, very instrumental in the way Gujarat Titans have played this tournament. I was looking at numbers. uh, Look at their batting. It's not that like Josh Butler, there is a one player who has got 629 runs, but at the same time, there are five batters who have 300 plus runs in this tournament, which
करेक्ट।
shows at that different time different people have raised hands. And
यस।
that only happens in a group where everyone is enjoying each other's success, when everyone is enjoying each other's company. You will always see a difference between a side which is doing well and a side that is not doing well. More often than not, You will see more smiling faces, more pats on the back, more jokes, more fun, and then
Yeah.
you can make out that this side will do well.
Yeah, true, true. Well, सही बोला आपने निशान that everyone has stepped up when it was needed, but the backup has come with less consistency. जैसे शुभमन गिल की हम बात करें, हर मैच में नहीं चल पाए, but of course has contributed when it was necessary. Devashi, your views on Shubman Gill?
Yeah, obviously, he started the season very well. I mean, with a bang. Means obviously he was getting good scores, but ever since then there has been a dip in his form, and so as to say slump, and there has been a slump in the middle. But then, good thing for Gujarat Titans is that ever since Saha has been promoted at the order, because when Wade was
Yes,
left out and Saha was brought in, he
true.
sort of played freely, and that has helped Shubman to play his time out, stay at the crease, maneuver the innings, and then once he settles in, he just took off, and that
Yeah,
has been the biggest positive is because opening the batting is all how you complement each other. Means
absolutely.
as they say, the fast bowlers they hunt in pairs. So as well is the case with the openers as well. So it is how you complement each other, and that has been a perfect thing for Gujarat Titans. The way Saha clicking that sort of eased the
Yes,
pressure out of Shubman Gill, and that is what was good to see as
yes.
far as Gujarat Titans is concerned.
True, true. Nishan, do you agree? Matthew Wade, as Devashish correctly said, has not been in form so much this season. We know he's an excellent player, but that is when a few matches he was dropped, and that's when Ridhiman Saha was picked, and he did well. More views on Saha.
I think Shah has been really impressive, and the reason for that also is that the amount of time he has spent in Indian cricket,
Hmm.
that experience playing on these wickets in these conditions. He's an IPL veteran now,
Yeah.
and he has time and again shown sparks of greatness. I still remember he got 100 for Kings 11 in a game
IPL
at
final.
yeah, and then there was another inning which was a 11 over game versus RCB at Mohali, where he
Hmm.
got 70 runs in like 30 balls against Mitchell Stark, and he was playing Mitchell Stark like कि चलो ठीक है यार पाड़े का bowler है इधर से मार दिया उधर से मार दिया so he has that in him, like he comes across as a very docile character, but there is a fire in him and you can see that, and
Hmm.
and that has been reflected. And I will come back to the Matthew Wade point.
Yeah.
I was in Dubai, working with the ICC for the tournament in World T20
Hmm.
till the semi-final. No one was aware who was Matthew Wade and what he will do. And then what he did turned the story upside down against Pakistan. Where
True.
he played those paddle sweep sixes against the probably the best bowler of this generation right now, Shaheen Afridi, on
Hmm.
that wicket.
Yes.
So you never know. This is the game. This could be the moment. Like
Absolutely.
sometimes team management backs players to
Yes.
play that one inning, but that one inning actually matters a lot. आप एक बात देखो ना प्रिया, 11 प्लेयर हैं,
Hmm.
आपको कुल मिला के टूर्नामेंट जीतने के लिए शुरू में 8-9 मैच जीतने हैं और अब ये मैचेस लगातार जीतने हैं, 2 मैचेस जीतने हैं.
Bilkul.
Doesn't matter if Matthew Wade, whatever Matthew Wade has done so far, all is history.
Correct.
If he plays 2 cameos here, he has done what he was supposed to do, and the confidence team management had on him has been justified.
100%.
So I think he's that kind of a player.
Hmm.
Like he
Yes.
can be one evening away from greatness
True.
always.
या एब्सोल्युटली आई एग्री. बाकी की स्क्वाड को भी देखें तो डेविड मिलर वी नो फॉर्म में चल रहे हैं. रिलायबिलिटी फिनिशिंग स्क्वाड में आप देखो
लाइक
राहुल
लाइक
तेवाटिया.
मुझे आज तक नहीं समझ में आया कि ये डेविड मिलर जो है,
हाँ.
he has been like one of those players that very high promise but not the same kind of result. But two players who have proved that wrong this year are Glenn Maxwell and David Miller.
Yes.
Every year in an IPL auction, they used to come with a lot of hype.
Hmm.
And this year, when David Miller was picked by Gujarat Titans, there was also a talk about, अरे ये चले हुए कारतूस को क्यों ले लिया भाई, ये कहाँ
Hmm.
रन बनाए हैं इसने. But suddenly you see,
Yeah.
sometimes I have spoken with so many cricketers. atmosphere of the dressing room plays such a huge role in the way you go out and perform.
Yeah,
It's like any corporate office. And I
correct.
think David Miller has sort of got that security or that atmosphere. I don't know whatever he has got,
Hmm.
but that has worked for Gujarat Titans.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल। और राशिद खान और राहुल टेवाटिया ये 2 नाम हैं जिन्होंने मैचेस बदली हैं, टीम को जिताया है। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट हाउ गुड राहुल टेवाटिया हैज़ बीन एज़ अ फिनिशर, देवाशीष।
Yeah, absolutely. Means what a tremendous finisher he has been for Gujarat Titans this IPL. 6 out of 7 times Gujarat ended up chasing successfully. और इसका ज्यादा से ज्यादा श्रेय जाता है इन दो बैटर्स को, डेविड मिलर, राशिद खान और राहुल तिवाटी। ये तीन फिनिशर। और आज भी गुजरात टाइटंस ने टॉस जीत के पहले बल्लेबाजी कर रहे थे, पहले बॉलिंग कर रहे, तो मतलब they are banking on chasing targets, whatever the targets has been set.
यस।
Or and with the there's a forecast of thunderstorms as well in the evening, later in the
हुँ,
evening, so that
यस,
might also come into effect. So I think it's a good toss to win, and choosing to bowl fast,
यस,
because you never know, it's the first time that a match is playing at the Indian Gardens this season, so how the wicket will behave and stuff like that. So I
ट्रू,
think they are banking on finishing games, and when you
यस,
have these three informed batters, I think it's a good toss to win for Gujarat
यस।
Titans.
Well, Gujarat is bowling first, and we all know that they have a diverse and effective bowling attack. Now, Rashid Khan and Mohammad Shami sharing 36 wickets in the group stages. मतलब पर्पल कैप मिलने का चांस इन दोनों को ही होता, having done that well. अगर उन्हें थोड़े ज्यादा मैचेस मिल गए होते तो. Views on both of them this season, Nishant.
I think they have been the mainstay of Gujarat Titans bowling. It just shows the amount of wickets they have taken.
Hmm.
Uh, in like their journey in batting and their journey in bowling are two very contrasting stories. Like batting, the load has been shared by everyone. But in
Yes.
bowling, Rashid and Mohammad Shami have done the bulk of work.
Hmm.
Like 36 wickets in the season. Then you see Yash Dayal pitching in.
Yes.
Sometimes Sai Kishore, who started playing towards the later part of the tournament, has been really impressive,
Yes.
especially on the wickets where there is little grip and left arm spinners are very effective with stopping runs.
Hmm.
So I think they have been one of the reasons. And Rashid, like, come on, he is like a. If I make a T20 team today, you ask me to make a world T20, the first name I will put is Rashid Khan.
True.
And that would be the case with most of the captains in the world. And
Hmm.
especially the kind of spark he has got in his batting off late.
Hmm.
He's suddenly a bowling all-rounder. आपको
True.
मालूम है कि अगर आपको 12 बॉलों में 30 रन चाहिए तो राशिद खान बना सकता है और
बिल्कुल.
आउट ऑफ 5 गेम्स 2 में वो बना देगा. So
Absolutely.
their contribution has been immense, and the biggest, I think, the Mohammad Shami has been an absolute revelation in this tournament. Like, he's considered to be a test bowler, bowls test lines, but the way he has used the new ball in
Hmm.
this IPL is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I have been really impressed. Like, Mohammad Shami has been one of those bowlers who have grown in stature with each passing day.
Yeah.
And a fast bowler, when you start growing old, you see that you start leaving formats.
Hmm.
Okay, now I will only play test cricket, I will only concentrate on one day cricket, I will only
Hmm.
concentrate on T20 cricket. But Mohammad Shami का लगता है उस मामले में it is a reverse gear. He
Hmm.
is getting better in every format,
Yeah.
which is incredible.
Yeah.
So I think wherever Gujarat Titans are today, and I always say that a good side is a good cricket side is that has the ability to win matches while batting and while bowling, while chasing or while defending. And Gujarat Titans this season have done both. And if they have done it in bowling, it's largely because of these two gentlemen.
ट्रू, ट्रू।
I,
इसलिए ज़्यादा चेंजेस प्लेइंग 11 में नहीं किए हैं गुजरात ने, एक्सेप्ट वी सी दैट लॉकी फर्गुसन इज़ आउट टुडे, वी हैव अल्ज़ारी जोसेफ एंड वी हैव यश दयाल एज़ वेल। देबाशीष, इनके होने से टीम में कितना स्ट्रेंथ आएगा?
yeah, I would have preferred Lockie Ferguson to be in that side, because he brings in that pace,
Hmm.
and also he was bowling a lot, and he was spending a lot of time at the nets yesterday. But surprisingly, they went in with Yas Dahal, because he brings in that left arm quick, and
Yeah.
Alzari, we know. He's very quick. But then Loki would have been I would have definitely loved to see Loki Ferguson in that side.
Hmm.
But overall, that it's a very decent side, very strong side, I would say, because most all the players you see in that 11 has performed
Hmm.
and have contributed for the team's winning cause. So that is the biggest strength of Gujarat Titans.
Right. Absolutely. So that is about Gujarat. Let's talk about the other side now, the
And
Rajasthan Wolves.
I would just like to
Yes.
add about that Rashid Khan discussion. He has dismissed. I would be someone who would be very interested in seeing the duel between Josh Butler because he has dismissed him 4 times out of 7.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that would be very interesting. Josh Butler, you have the go-to batter from Rajasthan Royals, and you
From
have Rashid
Rajasthan.
Khan. So that will be an
Bilkul.
excellent rivalry to watch out for.
Yes. Coming, we will come to Joss Butler. So Rajasthan, we've seen they were on the third spot. Lucknow was on second, but CSK को defeat करके snatch कर लिया उन्होंने वो spot, and now they are in a good position. जॉस बटलर वी सीन अ फैंटास्टिक स्टार्ट गॉट 3 सेंचुरीज एक बहुत अच्छा पुश दिया उन्होंने राजस्थान को विथ हिज बैटिंग एंड नाउ हाउ वी हैव बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट गुजरात कॉन्स्टेंटली दैट उनका फॉर्म डिप हुआ ही नहीं है दे हैव बीन सो कंसिस्टेंट थ्रू आउट दिस सीजन बट दैट इज समथिंग वी डिड नॉट सी इन जॉस बटलर वी इनिशियली ही वाज इन वेरी गुड फॉर्म देन हिज फॉर्म dipped a bit. Now, we know excellent player, world class player. He will take only one match to bounce back. But now this knockout stage is extremely important. So, Nishan, your views on Joss Butler going into the game today?
I think it's very critical for Rajasthan Royals for them that how well Josh Butler plays because he has set up most of their wins.
Hmm.
629 runs in the tournament so far.
Yeah.
And if you look at the victories Rajasthan Royals has, majority of them were set up by or single-handedly won by Josh Butler.
Hmm.
So their story has been bit different. Their batting story has been bit different from their rivals. Like
Hmm.
in their rival camp, everyone has been contributing, but here predominantly Josh Butler has been doing the bulk of the work, top of the order,
Yes.
and then you have support from the likes of Sanju Samson or
Yes.
you know. And they have players like Hitmeyer, Padikal,
Hitmyer.
all these proven players. But at the
Correct.
same time, I think this Rajasthan Royals relies heavily on Josh Butler.
It does.
इट इज लाइक जो हमारे 90s में इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम होती थी ना कि तेंदुलकर को आउट कर लो मैच जीत जाएंगे सो आई थिंक
Ah.
लॉट ऑफ द टीम्स हैव दिस बिलीफ that if you get Josh Butler early, you can put lot of pressure on Rajasthan Royals.
Yes.
We will see whether that happens today or not. Maybe in a game like this, someone else, Yashasvi Jaiswal or Sanju Samson or
True.
Ryan Parak can play that innings, which is a
Yes.
game-changing inning. But Josh Butler is a very important player for this side.
Devashir, what do you think? The other batsmen, as Nishant also mentioned, जब जॉस बटलर स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे, the others were doing their job with the bat. यशस्वी जायसवाल पहले कुछ मैचेस में उनका contribution भी अच्छा रहा. So, your views on him?
Yeah, obviously Yashasvi, we all know, has been a decent batter and has done well whatever opportunities he has got for Rajasthan Royals. But then, having said that, Josh Butler has been the biggest concern going into the match for Rajasthan Royals will be Josh Butler's form. In his
Yes.
last 5 matches, he has only scored 130 plus score.
Yes.
So what few matches before we were discussing that he might break Virat Kohli's record of perhaps scoring the 1,000 runs in one season, being the first batter to score
Yes.
1,000 runs. But that is not the case, and suddenly a slump in form. He has been. I won't say he's been struggling, but definitely runs are not scoring coming from his bat, which is
Hmm.
much needed for Rajasthan Royals. Maybe this is a crunch match. This is a big match. So if Josh Butler can get going and if he goes on to play for 15 overs, we might very well see close to 80 or 90 runs on board beside him.
Hmm.
But then coming back to another cricketer, I would love to see him do well is Sanju Samson.
Sanju
He,
Samson.
I would definitely love to see him making a statement tonight. Being the
True.
captain of the side, you get dropped from the Indian T20 squad. He was expecting that he would be in that side. So as a captain, he has a lot of things to prove. Means obviously has a statement to make and what better way to than to score runs, go out in the middle, score
Yes,
runs, and because that is what a cricketer needs to do instead of
true.
talking and cribbing, just go out there and perform with the bat or with the ball.
Absolutely. Let your bat do the talking. He's
Yeah.
been a little on and off with his batting, but as a captain, a lot of discussion has been going on that he has been doing well. Right, Nishant? Sanju Samson.
Yes, and his captaincy has been very, very impressive. The way he has
Yes.
marshaled his resources, the way he has used his bowlers, and especially the way he has used probably the two best spinners India has currently, and he has both
Hmm.
of them in his lineup, Ashwin and Chahal.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
I think his captaincy has been in a format like 2020. A captain plays a very important role with the strategically using those four overs by each bowler.
Hmm.
कब किसको कहाँ बॉल कराना है एंड यहाँ पे कोई यू डोंट हैव लॉन्ग स्पेल्स कि यू आर bowling 5 over spell or 6 over spell. You just
Correct.
sometimes your spell is as long as 1 over, so you just come bowl, and but your captain should know that when that over has to be bowled by certain player. So Sanju Samson has been very good. He has been again someone who has seen IPL for a decade now. Now he knows what happens in a tournament like this. He has seen the highs
Hmm.
and lows, so his
Hmm.
experience is counting. And at the same time, credit must be given to the Rajasthan Royal team management, who thought of him as a captain.
Right.
Normally, in a side like this, what you would do is you will give the safer option would have been to give captaincy to Ashwin or Trent Bolt or Josh Butler. All these three big players, international players, loads of experience, star power, everything. But they decided to give it to Sanju Samson,
Hmm.
who's not even a regular in an Indian side. So
Yes.
that just shows the amount of faith they had on him, and he
True.
has proved them true correct in that format. So credit to
Yeah.
him, the way he has like marshaled. And it's not easy when you are not a very big player to manage
Hmm.
such big egos, to manage such big players. Like
Yes.
having a dressing room where you have Trent Bolt, Chehel, all these, Ashwin. And Ashwin is a legend. Like, he's a Indian cricket legend. Trent Bolt is a New Zealand cricket legend. Josh Butler is one of the finest players England has produced in white ball cricket. So you have all of that in that dressing room.
Hmm.
So I think it's we do a lot of matchups. Today there's a great matchup. The matchup between the flamboyance of Hardik Pandya and the
Hmm.
calmness of Sanju Samson.
Yeah.
This captaincy matchup will be very, very interesting today.
एब्सोल्युटली। राजस्थान रॉयल्स के फिनिशिंग स्क्वाड में हेटमायर भी हैं जो कंसिस्टेंट परफॉर्मेंस दे रहे हैं। रियान पराग पूरा पूरा सीजन तो नहीं चले बट व्हेनेवर देयर वाज अ रिक्वायरमेंट ही गॉट द टीम थ्रू। नाउ लेट्स जस्ट क्विकली बिफोर वी एंड लेट्स टॉक अ लिटिल बिट अबाउट राजस्थान बॉलिंग। और बॉलिंग से इनफैक्ट मुझे आर अश्विन भी याद आ रहे हैं बिकॉज बॉलिंग से ज्यादा बैटिंग की बात करते हैं उनकी, बिकॉज उन्होंने बीच में 50 भी मारा है, अप दी ऑर्डर भी आए हैं। रूल्स और रूल बुक के कंट्रोवर्सी की तरफ से also he has been a lot in the news, and most of all if you see his batting style or his bowling style, he uh, tends to, this kind of a player tends to read the opponent and kind of confuses them with his style, the kind of styles that he does, कभी अंपायर के पीछे से आके रन अप, बैटिंग की स्टाइल से कंफ्यूज कर देते हैं। तो देवाशीष, योर व्यूज ऑन रविचंद्र अश्विन दिस सीजन?
I think he's the most thinking cricketer in world cricket at the moment. If you have to name one cricketer, means, be it means in the recent times you see, be it a man carding or be it timeout, and also the stance that he took in one of the matches, sitting stance. It was a very odd stance to
Retired
have
out.
taken to confuse the bowler. So I think with Ashwin, you never know. Means he's always thinking. He's one of the most thinking cricketers in the world cricket at the moment. And obviously, he has been good with the bat as well. Last match only, he has proved that 23 ball 40 against CSK. So I think, and when you have two of the best bowlers, both Indian spinners in your side, then obviously it's a huge advantage. And also talking about the Rajasthan Royals bowling, I would say that Trent Bolt, McCoy, and Prasidh Krishna are three decent fast bowlers to go with.
Yes, true.
And it was evident yesterday they was practicing Yorkers with keeping those shoes on the strip yesterday, and Blasid Malinga helping them out yesterday during the practice. So I think I can see a lot many Yorkers today from these
Yeah.
fast bowlers towards the death.
Well, the bowling.
I just
Yes,
wanted to add a
Nishant.
point on Ashwin. I think somewhere around 2016-17, Ashwin got a mixed kind of like a message where he was considered not to be good in white ball cricket. So he had an option of walking out and just playing red ball cricket and concentrating on that, or lift his game where everyone says, wow, he can do this also with white ball. And I think he chose the later path. And look where he is today. Like from a player who was like in an auction or all these places, people, I think we should go for youngster, or maybe he's not good at this format, and suddenly
True.
he's turning things around. So this has been, he has already made a comeback in Indian T20 side. So which tells a lot about his character and his ability to fight against the odds.
Right. Absolutely. Well, the bowling attack, we also have in the spin department, we've got Yuzi Chahal, who has been in the purple cap race, very dependable. Joyda, जो हमारे फिलहाल ग्राउंड पे है हमारे साथ यहाँ पे नहीं है, उनके फेवरेट भी चल रहे हैं. देवाशीष, something
Yeah,
on
I wouldn't be
them?
surprised if there are few chants from the crowds and सात रुपया का पेप्सी यजी चहल के sexy. I won't be surprised if some of the fans at the Eden Gardens make such noise, because that is somewhat that trademark of Bharat Army, the Indian fan army, because it was their slogan basically, and it has spread like everywhere. Means everywhere Yuji Chahal plays in at different venues. You in seldom go on to hear such kind. And what better way, means 26 wickets in IPL, means can you believe it, means what a transformation, means and he's just he has I won't be surprised, that that would be fitting for him to end up being the highest wicket taker, because Shane won, because Rajasthan Royals, the entire team is playing for Shane won, and it will be a fitting tribute to Shane won if Yuji Chahal, leg spinner, goes on to be the highest wicket taker for RR.
Yes.
जी ये बड़ा
True.
जबरदस्त टूर्नामेंट है इस हिसाब से, अगर आप देखो ना कि 3 teams which are in the top have the 3 top Indian spinners in the last 4-5 years, and they all have been on the path to resurgence. Ashwin, Chahal, Kuldeep Yadav,
Yeah.
and all three of them had some personal points to prove, which they have done very successfully in this tournament.
Yes. Well, the match has already begun, and I know the pick for everyone here, including me, is Gujarat Titans for today because of the way they've been doing so far. Uh, on closing comments, I would just like to ask you guys, since Gujarat bowling कर रहा है, कौन से स्कोर पे वो लोग आपको लगता है राजस्थान को रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर पाएंगे और शायद चेज भी कर पाएंगे? निशांत.
देखो मुझे इस विकेट के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता, ये पहला मैच हो रहा है, so I think I will leave it to the locals. I wish Joyda was here, but he apparently is saying that Eden Gardens
Ground
is
is
like
packed.
a rock concert happening here. I said, what else you expect? The passionate Bengali fans in the Eden Gardens after 2 years, so वो तो ऐसे भूखे शेर है इस वक्त क्रिकेट के लिए. So all the roars are there, but I think in a game like this, 170 is a good total to put some pressure on the opposition, especially while chasing.
Do you agree, Devashish?
Yeah, 160, 170, because the team batting second has to get that target. So if you, like Sunny Bhai always says, time and again says, that you keep make the score, the opponent team has to chase the target. So
Yes.
anywhere around 160, 170, a big crunch game, the pressure will be on the bowling side, batting side, whoever's bat second. हालांकि उनके पास चेजेस है, they have successfully chased target 6 out of 7 times, but still रन तो बनाना होगा, जितना भी राजस्थान रॉयल्स बनाएगा, and the key for them will be Josh Butler staying in the middle for at least 12-13 overs.
Josh
Well,
Butler
let's
has
see.
Josh Butler has started well. He has hit a beautiful cover drive on of Trent Bolt. So
Yes, this could be
maybe
his
the
day once again. As we said, one match he needs, or is all he needs to bounce back. So, शायद आज उनका दिन हो. Let's see. Enjoy the match for now. I will see you both later at night, and we'll talk more about the match.
okay,
Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.